You know, guys, sometimes I set out on my day and I know I'm gonna make bad choices. And other days, it just happens. Today was one of those days. Oh. So I had a pet store this week, and they had a little bunny that somebody had bought from them about a year earlier and returned because they weren't taking very good care of it. So they said they thought she's probably pregnant because I had her in there with the mail for a little bit. And so I said, you know what, she's super cool, and we'll see what happens. I didn't think I could get my kids to fall for the whole rabbit stew thing like I did last time with them, because somebody has gotten a little bit smarter. Alright guys, you know what time it is. Breakfast time. Somebody, there she is, hi. She went and dug all the dirt out of the plant, which is cool. And then she figured out to get in the lay box, and she left us some goodies in there. This is her second clutch, and they look good. We're gonna get them out and count them, see how many there are. She laid her last batch, 4 or 5 months ago now. And so we will wait and see how those turn out too. Those still haven't hatched, but now she has a new batch. And there's Mr. Grumpy. And there's little Monica. I made babies. All right, you guys, very cool stuff happening. We have 2 new batches of baby mice, 4 new batches of baby rats. And we have our batch of chameleon eggs. This is the original batch that we had. She laid 38 eggs, and there were 7 good ones. We're probably going to transfer these into something a little bit smaller, but these are getting big. These were laid back on August 23rd. But last night, our male chameleon laid a second batch, and so the other one was the first batch that she had ever laid. So it's kind of frustrating not having a bunch of viable ones, but it was not too bad for the first batch. Hopefully, this one will turn out much better. You can see a good little group of them down there, and we're going to start digging through and seeing how many she laid. Alright, I'm not sure what happened with this batch, but she only laid 12. Like I said, she had 36 or 38 last time. Generally, when they get larger, it's 40 to 60 eggs in a clutch. So I'm not sure what happened on these. She was digging around in a plant out there in her enclosure for a while, so I'm going to go check in that as well and see if she laid any in there instead of in the lay box. But she also did not get huge like she did the first time around. So maybe she just had a smaller batch. I'm not really sure on this one. She actually had 13. There was one hidden in there. And like I said, I'm going to see if she laid any in the plant outside. But that is definitely a smaller clutch than we are used to from her. And I'm moving her last clutch. It's kind of interesting to see these side by side size-wise, how much they change throughout a few months. Definitely get a lot bigger as the little chameleons grow inside. Alright, so I went and dug around out there. She did have 4 more out there. One was in the plant, and 3 of them were just kind of out there in the middle. I'm not sure what she was doing. Maybe she laid them and kicked them out. But they're pretty dried out, so hopefully these will stay good and still be viable. It was just overnight. I did go ahead and transfer the old batch into another container, and most of them are pretty fat, but a few are starting to kind of dimple in and expel some moisture, so it looks like those are going to hatch hopefully within the next couple of days here. But I will definitely keep you guys posted on those. Alright guys, had a kind of a cool message in church today, and the pastor used a really cool visual, so I wanted to share that with you guys. He had a basketball hoop set up, and he showed us how he could dunk on it. And he did it over and over, and it was pretty obvious, because the guy's about my height, that it was not anything that was close to being regulation height of 10 feet. And so he said he could do it all day long until somebody raised the hoop. And he talked about how we lower the hoop for ourselves, we lower our standards, and we say, hey man, I can do this, I can nail this. But when we start to lower the standards, they're so far below the standards that God has set for us. They're so far below what's even acceptable. But we make excuses and we make that the way that we do things. And so whatever you guys are lowering that standard for, wherever you need to raise the rim back up to regulation height, I just encourage you to do so. If it's something you need help with, if it's something that we can do for you or help you with, please feel free to reach out. We're always here for you to help. Make sure you keep everything where it should be, keep it high and raised up, and If you want to dunk, then do it. But do it where God tells you to do it, instead of doing it where you want to do it and making excuses why. Hope you guys have an awesome and blessed rest of your week. I love you guys very much. May you be blessed to be blessing those around you. We'll catch you next time.